Welcome to Buzzworthy Business. I'm your host, Chris Budahas. In today's segment, I'm going to meet with Greg, who's in beautiful San Diego, and he's with GP Hospitality Partners. Greg, how are you?
I'm doing great, my friend. How are you?
Good. I'm doing great. Man, you had to get up early for this interview, 3 hours behind.
Already got my push-ups in, man. I'm good.
I got you. I got you. So, hey, thanks for taking time to talk about what you do and how you do it. So, what is GP Hospitality Partners?
Yeah, so we are a restaurant consulting firm. We can handle pretty much any aspect of scaling restaurants. We typically work with independent restaurant owners,
Okay.
1 to 3 to 5 locations that are looking to scale their brand. And more lately, we've been really getting into the team aspect and development, right? A lot of team training, advisory, coaching, that kind of stuff. Because it really does take great teams to be able to scale your brand.
Yeah, 100%. Man, how did you get in this space?
Oh man. Well, I'll tell you, I kind of fell into it. I was in the entertainment business years ago,
Oh,
and
okay.
what do you do when you're trying to chase that dream? You bartend and you wait tables, right? and so, and
I watch
so,
Bravo TV. I'm very familiar with it.
yeah, man, yeah. I mean, I had my little brushes with fame here and there, but I always say I'm almost famous. But yeah, so I started sprouting kids, and as fate would have it, I kind of
Yeah,
fell back into that skill set that I was kind of developing quietly on the back end, and
yeah,
really just kind of went headfirst into this as a career.
yeah.
And it's funny because I used to say if I became a restaurant manager for the rest of my life, I'd failed.
Now you're
But
advising them. Oh, I love it. Well,
yeah,
it's funny, Greg. I say this often. It's funny. In a previous interview, I stated this today. I said, an example of when you're creating a business and then scaling it, just because you're a chef doesn't necessarily make you a great restaurant owner. Just because you're a technologist doesn't necessarily make you a CEO or a COO
yeah,
of a big, company. So somebody like you that can come in to help them understand where they're at and then understand their vision and move them forward. I imagine that's a big part of your value proposition.
oh yeah, it's huge, and it requires some vulnerability on the part of the founder and owner to understand where they're at and know what they don't
Yeah.
know. And you're absolutely right. I mean, I think you hear that failure rate in restaurants all the time, but a big
Yeah.
reason for that is not because chefs aren't great or because they're not passionate about what they do. They just don't always have the business acumen to really scale a business. It's a different skill set, different mindset. And so we definitely
Yeah.
help with that. Yeah.
And I can imagine with all the variables. I mean, we see it during COVID, even post COVID right now with the economy, just because, again, there's a supply chain, right? And then how do you get what you get with the quality you want and be cost effective in order to service your clients? So,
Yeah.
i.e., the restaurant, if people come to your restaurant, so they continue to come back. I mean, you got to kind of think through that. And if you're just, head down focused on a certain aspect of the business, I mean, you can extremely, you can fail a lot. And I forgot what the figure is, but I know it's very high for the failure rate.
Yeah, there's so many moving parts, there really are. And you kind of got to be vigilant and and really on it. And that's the thing, I think restaurant owners are some of the hardest working people on the planet. Like
Yeah.
they know how to dig in, they know how to be resilient, they know how to get things done. But the funny thing about that is ultimately when you're trying to scale, that becomes the bottleneck, right? Because you can't
Yeah.
do it all on your own. And so one of the big things we really work on with our clients is building great teams around them so that they
Yeah.
can actually do the business of being the visionary of the company, and allow the team to step up and do what they've got to do to scale the brand.
That's good. And so, areas you're servicing, are you servicing nationwide? Or are you really just concentrating right now in Southern California?
Yeah, no, actually, most of my clients are nationwide. Got clients all
Okay.
over the place, and work a lot virtually, but we can deploy teams to go in house and to be boots on the ground as well.
Okay.
And Most recently, I'm writing my second book right now, and it's called Loyal AF: How to Build a Ride or Die Team That Grows Sales, Wows Guests, and Never Leaves.
I love that.
And so with that, yeah, and it's interesting because out of that, we've started this little leadership circle of people that really want to apply the concepts and understand how to build great teams around them. And
Hmm.
so, a lot of the work I'm doing right now is in that virtual space and really working with not only the ownership and the founders, but the teams
Yeah.
themselves, and helping them level up and understand how it is that they serve the purpose and serve the vision.
So, what's the name of your first book, if I may ask?
Oh yeah, first book is called Butts in Seats: How to Create Raving Fans Who Come Back Again and Again.
Yeah, I love that. Boy, you got some branding going on. Either you're really smart or you got a good advisor.
I think it was just dumb luck, man. Just years in the industry. Just that's how I talk.
What do you see like as the top, two or three failure points of failure that you're seeing with businesses as you come in to help them?
Oh man, like I said before, it's the passion is there with most people.
Yeah.
It's people care so much about what they're doing and how they're doing it. I think sometimes it's we get bogged down in all the new tips and tricks with AI and all the marketing
Oh yeah.
conversations and things that are going on. And I think one of the things that people need to understand is like get really masterful at the basics, before you start
Okay.
putting all of these, quick fixes on top of things. Really mastering those basic sort of things that are going to get you from point A to point B, and we really work on
Yeah.
the fundamentals. Getting back to those fundamentals, that guest service, those little touches, those
Yeah.
systems that you can put in place that actually systemize your process and your culture. When you get those really really good and honed, then you can build
Yeah.
from there. But I think sometimes people try to put the cart before the horse because of all the buzzwords going on
Gee
out there.
whiz. No, I appreciate that because you do see that a lot where people are not doing the fundamentals and doing it correctly. And then, as my wife says, your best advertisement is, your friend network, or the people you know in your community. And if you get good service, you're going to tell, 20 of their friends. You get bad service, you're going to tell 50 of your friends. So, you got to get it right the first time. And that word of mouth, probably in this industry, is going to go a lot further than the gee whiz latest and greatest video that's out there that you're hoping to go viral, which likely won't because it's getting lost amongst all the noise.
That is 100% correct, my friend. Absolutely. Fundamentals are so, so important. And you can systemize those too. I mean, we train on that, how to build it into your system so that you can actually
Yeah.
scale with that.
So, Greg, how do folks find you and how they find GP Hospitality Partners?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can find us on the web, on that World Wide Web. But the best
Yep.
probably way to get me personally is right through LinkedIn. Just look me up on LinkedIn, hit me up, and send me a DM or something. And I'm always happy to talk to people, and always happy to see how I can serve. And if it's not me, it's somebody in my network. I can always connect you with
Yep.
somebody that can help.
Awesome. Well, hey, Greg, thanks for what you're doing. Thanks for coming on Buzzword Business to talk about what you're doing as to help these people that are obviously in need based on failure rate be, create that dream and actually live the dream that they envision when they create their restaurant. So we appreciate it.
We appreciate you. Thank you so much, Chris.
All right. Thank you very much, Greg. All right, folks, take a look at our show notes. Connect with Greg and I on LinkedIn, see what he's doing with GP Hospitality Partners. If you got a need or you got a friend that's got a need, pass the word, get him the link, get him to get connected with Greg, and he will square them away. We'll see you in our next segment. In a little gratitude.